Hey, good afternoon, folks. This is Bill Costanzo, Livestock Guardian Dog Program Specialist at the AgriLife Center in San Angelo. Oh, I do want to thank our sponsor, Spot On Fence, for helping provide the Q&A sessions each month. Also, thank you to the Predator Board for providing funding for the program. I definitely couldn't do all the research and extension work without their funding. So, thank you to those two organizations. I do only have one question today, and so if anybody else has anything they would like to try to get answered today, I'm happy to do that for you. Um, I am going to try to stick to our 30-minute timeline, even though we're definitely later than normal here today. So our first question is from a regular person that posts and follows our page. So thank you very much for that, Sarah Smith. Her question is, should she ignore or acknowledge submissive gesturing in her livestock guardian dogs? One of her girls, she says, is happy to greet her at the gate, get some pets and pats and things like that, some love, and then the dog returns to the goats. The other dog that she has also greets her, but rolls over submissively, showing her belly. She'll follow her around for a while she does her chores. All the time, whenever she stops, the dog's rolling over, um, submissively. And so she says that she usually doesn't give her any pets or pats on the head until she gets up and sits and wants to know if that's okay. Her second kind of question to this behavior issue is this submissive dog is a younger female, about 8 months old. She says that she's very shy and nervous when she's taken away from the older sister dog, which is 19 months old. The older dog is a complete opposite. It's confident and calm, even when the dog's out of her element. But she does want to say that the younger dog is also very confident while out of the herd. She sometimes stands over the sister dog, kind of posturing, being a little bit more, trying to be more dominant. And to clarify, this submissive dog isn't scared of her. She doesn't run away. She's not shy. She just acts very submissive for some reason. And so Sarah would like to know if that's a good or a bad thing. So sorry again, this has taken so long to get this answer to you, Sarah, but I'm glad that everybody can actually hear me now. So first, I would say, with your question about, her submissive behavior and you giving her pets and pats on the head and things like that, if that's okay. I would go back to our, kind of what we say to folks a lot is, what you reward, those dogs will repeat. And so by not giving her pets or any type of treats or anything like that, you're reinforcing with her to not be submissive. And so I would encourage you to continue that behavior. When she gets up and she sits like you want her to, that's when I would give her attention. Otherwise, I would just keep walking, and I wouldn't pay any attention to her at all. The other thing that you may want to try is a lot of dogs, have a favorite treat of some sort. And, a lot of times trainers refer to that as a high value treat of some sort. A lot of times we give dogs just, milk bones, for instance. But, if there's a high value treat that they like, such as, luncheon meat or some wet food or, a particular type of dog treat or of some sort that they really like a lot, it's handy to use those type of things, those type of treats when we're trying to really reinforce a behavior that we want. So in this instance, you want her just to sit there and wait for you to give her a pet and not roll over and follow you around and showing her belly off all the time. So, when she does that, I would have some of those high value treats or find something that is a high value treat to her and give those to her during those times. Um, sometimes the luncheon meat gets kind of tough to carry around because it gets a little wet and it's moist and falls apart. So they do make these little treat bags that you can like clip on to your pants pocket or your belt or around your waist or something like that. There's all kinds of different ones that are out there. That might be something that you might want to invest in when you're going out and doing the chores to kind of bring along some of those high value treats for her. kind of on to your next question, is, you know, whether this extremely submissive behavior is a good thing or a bad thing. And so I guess I would say, it kind of depends on the dog. And so I'm glad you're actually logged on here with us, Sarah, because earlier today I had a question and I wasn't able to get that answered as part of this. And so is this younger female, she's obviously okay with you, but is she okay with other people, either, in the family or just random people that show up on the ranch? And I'll try to give you a second there to add that comment in to see. The main reason I'm curious is because sometimes, dogs will be fine with a specific handler that goes out all the time and works with them, but with other people, they may not be. And so that kind of depends on, I guess, the rest of my answer to this question. So um, hopefully you can still hear me, Sarah, and maybe you can give me some more information about how the dog acts with other people. Well, I don't see an answer from you yet, Sarah. Um, I guess the reason I bring this up is because, you know, all guard dogs at some point get out. And oh, at some point, okay, so we got an answer here from Sarah real quick. Um, she says that she doesn't have very many visitors, but when she was the same with those few people that she has had come by. Just submissive and very shy. I would continue to try to work with her anytime anybody new comes by, is my recommendation. And what I was saying just a minute ago, before you got your comment in, is that even the best guard dogs, no matter how good your fencing is, at some point they're going to get out. Okay. And, a dog like this that is very submissive and very shy has the tendency to possibly bite somebody that they don't know because they're so fearful and um, shy and kind of cowardly towards people. Um, it's fine as long as she's on your property, um, but it can be an issue, like I said, if they get out and somebody that the dog doesn't know comes up to them and tries to grab them. That person could get bit at that point, and then that could be a problem for you. And so, like I said, I would try to work with the dog as much as possible with other people coming over to just make sure that anybody that comes on the property she's good with, because you never know. You may have to go on vacation. Somebody random that the dog doesn't know well or know at all may have to come and take care of the dog, or the dog goes to the vet for some reason and has to stay overnight. Um, there's a lot of things like that that come up where that dog is not going to be familiar with somebody that they don't know, and an issue like a bite could happen. That would be my main concern with a dog like this that's extremely shy and very submissive. Uh, I do have a dog personally that's the exact same way. Uh, it is a female. Um, now as far as predators or any type of, something that she thinks is a threat, one of our pet dogs that comes running along the fence, she's very aggressive towards them and she protects her animals. But anytime a person comes out there, she's whining and crying and um, same type of thing. She flips over on her back, she pees all over herself, and I don't know why she's that way. It's not like she's been abused or anything. She's been that way since I got her, and you know, I've just worked with her as much as possible. And whenever she rolls over on her back, like I said earlier, I don't give her any positive reinforcement. If she comes over and lays down next to me, even if she might be crying a little bit, then I will pet her. It's the same thing. Just try to reinforce that behavior over and over that you're wanting, um, and hopefully, eventually, she'll stop being so submissive where she shows you her belly at least every time. Um, oh, let's see if there's any other questions out there. Um, so that's really what I'd probably have to say about this pup. At 8 months, I think you've got plenty of time to work with her. And as long as you don't reinforce any of those bad behaviors that you don't want, I think she'll probably, uh, you know, grow out of them to a certain certain extent. Um, oh yeah, Sarah just commented that she finally got her to stop peeing. Yeah, uh, I don't know what's with the dog that you have and the one that I have, or why they're like this. But just a quick question. I mean, did you get her? Did you raise this pup from birth, Sarah, or did you just get her as like a weaned pup? Sarah does. Well, I'm waiting for her to respond. She does say in her comments that oh, she thinks the pup is getting more confident and you know, slightly better as time goes by. It's just really slow. Okay, so she's had this pup from 7 weeks old. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure why either one of our dogs are this way. Um, I know who the dog came from, and the dog definitely was not abused or anything like that as a puppy, and um, was well cared for. So I'm sure the pup that you had was probably the same. Um, some guard dogs are just very shy, and I will kind of add, while I've got some folks listening and watching here today, when I go out to look for pups like that we're going to use in the bonding project, for instance, there's generally three types of pups in a litter. There'll be the puppies that come right up to the gate or right up to you, as soon as you go out there. Um, then there's the second kind of pup that, will come up, kind of investigate, and then heads back, kind of like your older dog does, Sarah, to whatever it was doing, back to the animals or just laying down or whatever. And then there's the third kind of puppy that never comes up at all, usually, or may come up partially, but then, goes back without ever making contact. The puppy that I generally try to pick, as much as possible, uh, is that middle dog. The ones that come up, investigate, and then go back. Uh, in my experience with the bonding project that we've had going on, the dogs that I've been able to pick that have been like that have been the best dogs, as adults. They were, um, they were easy to catch, but they weren't overly friendly. They weren't hanging out at the headquarters or at the, house all the time, and they did their job and they did it well. And so, um, just kind of a little tidbit there, for anybody that might be looking for a pup. I know somebody posted they had some pups in the comments here. Um, sometimes, I'm not able to do that because I end up picking like a whole litter, for instance, and so I just have to take, everybody. But when you get a chance to pick, try to pick those in between dogs that kind of come up and investigate you, and then just, go back and lay down or go back with the animals. Those are probably going to be your best dogs out of the litter. Let's see here. Sarah says her friend still has two in that same litter, and they're the same kind of skittish. But her older one from the same parents, is kind of that in between dog, like I was just talking about. And so, yes, it can be genetic sometimes, and or the other pups in that litter could have already been picked. It's just something kind of that I watch for when I show up. Um, and I know sometimes it's hard because you get to litter and half of them are already picked, and the one you want may already be sold to somebody else, and you're in need of a dog, and so you just gotta take what you can. But if you have a preference, try to pick that in between dog. I think you'll be the most successful. Um, if there's no other questions or anything else today, I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I don't know if Sarah, if you have any other questions, or anybody else that's on here today does. I sure do appreciate everybody bearing with me with the technical difficulties. I've had this computer looked at several times, and every time our tech people look at it, they claim it's working, and then I shut it off, and then it goes back to not working with the sound again. So um, appreciate all the um, help with everybody. Well, I think that's it. Sarah, you're more than welcome, and I'm glad to help you out. As always, anybody that's logging on live today with us, this will get posted to our YouTube channel. And, if you have any other questions or comments or issues, feel free to call me, send me an email, Facebook message, Instagram message, YouTube message, and I'm happy to help you out as much as I possibly can. So with that, folks, again, I do want to thank our sponsor for today, Spot On Fence. If you're looking for invisible fence needs, I would encourage you to reach out to them. And also, again, a big thank you to the Sheep and Goat Predator Management Board. That checkoff money that you pay each month does go to helping with the research that we conduct at the AgriLife Center in San Angelo. Our next Q&A live will be Wednesday, November 6th at 2 p.m. So if you didn't get your questions answered, or you have a question that comes up between now and then, keep up with our Facebook page. I'll have another couple reminder posts where to post questions to be answered there in November. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all soon.